We're now looking at the general properties step of creating a KPI. We're going to add in core information like the description of the KPI. Oracle will pre-populate it with your employee number who created it. And then we're going to define the actual and target values. Now we're going to do this through a formula that takes a look at the database. So when you hit the formula button, the calculator shows up. On the left we see the star schema or database used to drive the model, and on the right is the formula we've created. So in this case we're going to go to the measures table and look for the field called metric value, and in that is held the value for the metric for the period in question. So that's what we're looking for, and we're going to filter it using the table metric, where we keep the information about each of the metrics, and in particular the metric code. And for call volume demo, the metric code is 62. So by using the metric code 62, we can later change descriptions and employee owners and units of measure without having to worry about reprogramming the formula. So the file, metric code, or metric rather, has a series of metadata that will transcend time related to the metric, things like description, employee ID, and so forth. And those are available once we choose the filter of metric code, in this case 62. So if we now want to take a look at the target value, the formula is effectively the same. We're going to go back to the measures table, but in this case look for the field called metric target. So what's the target for this period? And again, for the metric code equals 62. Finally, under general properties, we can also add in whether we want to do data trending, so that when we look at the graph on the various Oracle Scorecard screens, I can see the historic trend for that particular metric.